How do I feel? That's a difficult question because the truth is, most of us are still trying to figure out who we are, not just once, but again and again. Throughout our lives, we don't even know what we'll eat for lunch tomorrow. So how could we possibly know who we'll become or how we'll feel years from now? If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know who I am. That's the most truthful answer I can give. I've changed so much over time that the version of me from years ago feels like a stranger now. And maybe that's not something to be afraid of. Ever since I was a child, people told me I was different, but I never understood why. To me, I felt normal, and that made me wonder, what does normal even mean? Who decides that? Is there really a standard? Or is it something we quietly invent to feel safe? Over the years, I realized what made me seem different. I say what I feel. I do what feels true to me. I don't filter myself to fit into expectations. And I didn't know this was difficult because I didn't know how to be anyone else. You can be honest with yourself and still be deeply unhappy. I used to blame myself for the smallest things again and again. I think it started when I was very young, wanting approval, wanting to be enough, especially for the people I loved most. And when you don't like yourself, you don't always know it. Sometimes you hurt others because you're already hurting inside. We live in a world where we're constantly surrounded by people, and yet many of us feel painfully alone. You can message 10 friends, scroll endlessly, and still feel unseen, because loneliness doesn't come from being alone. It comes from not being understood. One day, someone said to me, "It hurts to watch you treat yourself this way." And for the first time, I saw myself through someone else's eyes, not as broken, just tired and trying. Loving yourself doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you decide to work with yourself, not against yourself, because this is the person you'll live with for the rest of your life. You don't need to be perfect, just honest and willing. Go somewhere unfamiliar, alone. Step outside your comfort zone when you're placed in a new situation. You're forced to respond, and in that response, you meet parts of yourself you never knew existed. If I had one wish for the world, it would be this: that we pause and listen to ourselves more deeply, not to judge, not to fix, just to hear. Because when your inner world and outer life finally align, loneliness fades, and what remains is a quiet kind of peace. And that is a good life.